Hello. This is Bolsonero Air replay thingy majiggy. We're gonna look as like how and why he lost the game. Yeah, so to start it off, land factory. Everyone is kind of doing the same. Land factory, land factory, land factory. Really far away from the hydro. That doesn't matter though. Land factory. I should maybe. Dragging. There we go. So, just grabbing for mexes, rush hydro. This land factory is pretty far from the hydro, so it takes longer engineer to travel. A lot of people know that. You want to minimize the travel time for engineer to get the hydro. This guy doesn't have the right idea. This guy does have the right idea. This guy actually does like really well. He survives. Of course, he survives because he's 1700. So he's pretty high in mark. He is like, for the opposite team, this guy is like beyond unkillable. We want to get rid of this guy first at all cost, and this guy second because he's 1400 for the opposing team. But mainly what we are looking at is the our air player. I mean, not our enemy air player versus this guy as an air player. As an air player, you wanna be safe, not get like ambushed and stuff. Rush tier 3 ASFs, and then just spam and try to like gain air control so you can win the game and help your teammates control the map much more easily and hopefully efficiently. That means not losing a lot of eco, not reclaiming a lot, which he's not doing. He has some manual reclaim. All these rocks, even though they are below 10, they still provide some reclaim. You could just ground click that, ground click, and you will reclaim all that around, but it doesn't matter. I guess that much for this guy. He's building second land factory. I assume this is so he can get more build power faster. I would not personally advise that, but he is overfloating, so whatever. You can spam engineers out of this factory. Engineer scout will be like a good combo since you only need to worry about scouting. Your teammates should like have like interceptors like this guy. This guy was actually really good. I was against him. He did give me a hard time. For 900, this guy played really well against me. I was green on the opposing team. This was my spawning position. And blue guy is obviously doing blue stuff, spamming factories and rushing down middle, similar as I was doing. Got some harass with bombers on him. This here is like, there has not been interaction yet, just some minor scouting, which did not scout anything. Probably land scout that died, I assume. That being said, he's upgrading mexes, which is a good call. Interceptors, and he has a scouts that he's not scouting the vital positions like enemy air. You want to see how's enemy air doing. You want to see where the biggest army is, so you can help your teammates to focus and pressure. He's now scouting. His pattern is devious, even though there should not be any anti-air like at this stage. Like 4 minutes in, this is like hardly unlikely that anyone's gonna have like a anti-air like at all. So scout as much as possible, see whatever is like alive. He dies here, one anti-air here, doesn't matter. He's focusing on his base. Too many engineers idle. You should be really focusing these downs. You have a build power, you're just not using it. Even your, well, you didn't scout, but like our air player already started T2. You do eventually kill him, so there is that, but you're really like overall like just behind on like getting stuff done. You have this long queue of nothing, which has ended up like wasting a lot of mass because the team was gonna cover themselves for the T1 phase. Like there was like a bomber that I sent, and Blue got rid of it by getting these units, anti-air. Mobile anti-air, I should say. It's pretty easy to get, they're fairly cheap. They do good enough damage to bombers, they're gonna kill the target. There's not gonna be like an interceptor fight against like amongst the land people who do land fights. I guess we can speed up the game a little bit. You're upgrading T3 Maxes. I think you have like a couple of these, which you should be upgrading, and you should upgrading this along with it, which is nice. You're doing that, and you're doing this. That's very well. That's all nice. There are some fights in the middle. I think somewhere like here is the guy who dies first. I think it's on our team. I-team that won. There are some bombers. You see that your team is using well. You have all these interceptors, but you're not even using them. If you just attack like here, you'll already be doing a good favor to your team. But I don't know. I guess like saving yourself from scouting by the yellow is sufficient to you. But it's 7 minutes in, you have not scouted, you have no idea what we're doing in the background, and that's really like overall bad for you. You want to know what enemy is doing, you want to know what enemy is researching, you want to have as much information as possible at any given time. I think this guy dies first. Remember, on our team, it's the guy who died first. So yeah, it seems like he's gonna, yeah, he's dead. So you have one P-Gen. Now you can choose to immediately go into tier 3 air. One tier 3 P-Gen is like T2 P-Gen is like sufficient to do that. You're getting some swift wins. As I said, not big like a air fight here. There is no need for swift wins. There's hardly any need for any air at this stage. No one is even using bombers. No one is trying to Corsair snipe. You don't even know if they have like a cybernation on the air, because you probably haven't took the yellow scout and just saw. He is cybern though, so there is that. Your shield, I guess that's fine. You want to be safe, but all teammates should keeping you safe, and they should play on defensive, which we are. I'm specifically playing on like a slightly aggressive side, so I can kind of give my team a breathing room, so we can capture these guys that mexes. And you're rushing tier 3, which is nice. You're mass stalling a lot, but that's also fine. You're gonna get this done in no time. You're gonna have like a huge air advantage with this. So now, just a bunch of doodle in the middle. A lot of army clashing each other here. A lot of army clashing here. There's a lot of reclaim, which you could be taking advantage of. Instead of like these swift wins and a bunch of these interceptors and scouts that you're not using, you could have built a transporter and send them to middle and reclaim all of this. There's a lot of reclaim. This guy's dead base, it's a lot of reclaim. It's like a 6k of reclaim that you could have get. Here is like another like 5k of reclaim. I don't know what the 1600 horsepower, I guess it says. But yeah, gunships, jesters, your air is like very insignificant in this whole shenanigans. But you kind of fix yourself with that, and I guess that's fine. My primary goal is like to beat this base and control the middle. That's like entirely the two tasks that I'm doing right now. And our air player is advancing to 3-3 as much as you are. So after this one, P-Gen, you could go for like a mechs upgrade, which I think you probably do go for. And you should be spamming units already out of this, since these don't cost that much on energy, so you can free to do so. Damn, he really got me here. Feels bad. I have to get T2. And 12k. And you have like build power, but you're like a lot of your build power is now on this, which is mostly energy consumption, if not all. Our air is getting pushed back. Crosshair snipes did their job. That's like the highest tier player that we got. Our mission is basically complete. The next job is to get like the either purple or you. Either is fine, but we do fail at doing that. So right now you're the strongest player on your team, and you should use that to your advantage. Grab all of this and start expanding. Gunships, tier 3 bombers, since you have like a major air. Like gunships or strat bombers and strat like these units allow your team to capture it, or you capture it yourself. There's a lot of mass that you could be taking. You are probably. For the time being, we're slowly crushing this player down. This was not an easy expansion to take, as like being forced a lot. So you could even go for protect this, delay this like from taking, and allow this guy to have longer like this side of the base. This guy is still with his commander. So foolish. Okay, I'll slow down the game now. So red is our MVP after the yellow. And you scouted it, and you got his ACU ACU location. This is where you probably strat bomb him, I assume. That's one. I think you need like 5, if I'm not mistaken. You could be using this strat bomb to kill like units, mexes, PDs, allow these units to push and expand, since using this as a pry attack is like a bit iffy, but whatever. Guess it worked out for you, so you didn't do that. It's a one-trick pony that you're trying to do. You are aware of this. I did told you this after the game. We're finally getting this base down. I don't think we get it on this try, but we do get it eventually. Also, yeah, you could have go strap bomb this guy. He was pretty close to dead as well. I'm not sure that you did. You have 3 strap bombers, that will definitely kill him. Though I don't think this player survived. It were just me and red at the end of the game. So your teammates are telling you to bomb him, and that's exactly what you should have do, like immediately. You're taking too long. Red is getting control of this side and is getting all of this mexes, all of this eco. He's now under the shields, and this is kind of a wasted opportunity that you did now. But okay, whatever. You instead of going for the enemy air player, which is nice. Like, it's not bad. You can still do a lot of work. It's a bit risky to go like this on the front gate, but it works out. So you're going for the red dodges. He gets all of your strap bombs and hairs. I sent some reinforcements of my interceptors that I left unused to kind of distract your air so yellow can get on top. Works out. Red barely lives. I think he's gonna get nano upgrade after this, if he doesn't have already. He is regening pretty fast. I think that's a nano. Okay, so that attack failed. You have air dominance. You literally camping over air and killing whatever yellow spawns. Good on you. And now you caught off like yellow out of middle of nowhere. He's trying to get under shields, I assume. This guy will probably be a better and much more safer target, and then you can immediately go for me or go for our base. So you get yellow. You're in a pretty good shape. You have total air dominance. And now you kind of you have a secured the game for the most part. Now all it's left to do is just kind of win at this point. Yellow is our strongest player. Or no, actually red is our strongest player. But taking out yellow was a good decision on you. And you got quite a lot of it. I'm still trying to take over this base. Purple, for some reason, still didn't reclaim, even though there's 7k of resources to reclaim. Even says 9k if I look like this. 9,000 reclaim. That's a lot. A lot. So, purple has a pretty good army. Or is that a pink? Ah, whatever. This is purple. You're still kind of procrastinating on your T3 maxes, and you're investing a lot in the air. Getting these upgraded will be should be your first priority at this point. Getting your eco up, getting your land units out more consistently. You could even reclaim all of these and just spam from this one if that's what you want to do, because it really seems like that's what you want to do. Also, Harpy strength is not in the unit itself, it's in the reclaim. These units can reclaim enemy dead stuff. That's what you should be using them for. So after this army pulls back, you have around 4k of resources that you can reclaim, which you absolutely should. Reclaim this and you would get it. Aeon is super good at being a salvageable. He can win from almost any position. So just reclaim. Attack ground and just reclaim all of this. This is 4k, 7k even. That's a lot. We have a lot of idle engineers doing nothing. It's that is 45 engineers just sitting idle. I'm not gonna include this one, but it's still 30 something engineers, and this is still not getting upgraded at a consistent rate, even though you have lot more income than you had before. You really should be upgrading these factories or reclaim them and build experimental something. Now you got this guy off guard. Really good, really nice. The smart thing on this guy that you just killed, he gave all of his base to you to red, I believe. I do believe that. Or no, it didn't go through. Kinda sucks. So now we're just me and red. Me and Hunter, safe in my under shield. Now I seen like a lot of strap bombers from you and stuff. You got like on one trick pony. Yeah, you got like get away with it like twice. Good for you. Not a lot of times that happen. So I'm gonna get shield and I'm keeping my shield unit on top of me. I'm not sure when it's gonna strike, but eventually I do start like the shield and Sam like around my base. I'm a bit slow on getting like tier 3 because I'm capturing the middle. Now let's go back to you. So you have a bunch of these units not reclaiming, not being useful essentially. You have purple pushing. You should use his like pushing to basically reclaim all of this. Aeon units, Harpies really good at reclaim. High build power. So a lot of reclaim that you can get really quickly. Upgrading these but very slowly. Should have one by one. And you should upgrade these first rather than upgrade all three of these at once. Now at this point I will go for like Caesar or something. Our air has been demolished. You killed extra player. Now it's just two of us. Getting like a flying plate of doom would be a really nice addition to like to scare us off and to prevent us from pushing any further and keep us on those toes. So you already have power. So essentially what you need is just some build power, which you already have. You can easily build this. And you would have like a flying plate of doom and you will have control of this, total control over this map. We're still trying to get our air up so we can replace the yellow player. Pretty difficult thing to do once you're like behind. I'm still trying to push this and like control the middle. You do have strap bombers, I believe, or you don't. Oh, you do. You have a lot of them. You have 7, 8 now. So you have strap bombers. You're scouting for red. You're scouting for me. Nice. You should scout like all of this. You should tell your teammate to push to get this reclaim. Getting bricks now. Using these to kill, but not to reclaim. There's like 12k, 14k of reclaim in this like square here. That's a lot that you are missing out. It sucks, but that's what it is. Bricks from your team. Bricks are really good at keeping enemy units at bay. It really is shaped like a brick. Oh, that's demolishing everything. And ACU is even there with overcharge. So yeah, there is that. I actually, if I was smarter, I should have built like wall here and wall here. Oh, you did actually scout at this tack launcher. You're using your strap bombs to kill my units. Very nice. Lot more reclaim now. 13k of reclaim that you could easily get with your harpies if you were just spamming them. You overfloating, well, you're not overfloating, but You have 12k mass in your storage. You're not doing anything with it. You don't even have enough build power to use it. So you have a lot of mass, a lot of everything, but you're not using it for anything. I don't need mobile SAMs. How dare he insult me like that? So yeah, the game continues on. I had like agreed with Red that I'm gonna give him like all of this and all of this so he can do much more with that extra mass that he's gonna get, because I'm relying on him to win the game since he's the much more better and efficient player than me. I'm like always playing from behind a little bit, so I'm trying to like just hold off this attack and try to still get this base, since I'm controlling the middle now, which nobody's contesting it. This is a very good attack. It pushed me back a lot. The bombers, you should be sending your air more efficiently, using your air to control the air, basically airspace. Be much better. These units are still not reclaiming. This is what kind of bothers me a lot. And you're not even using all of your mass in the first place. You're not even upgrading your mexes. This mix is still not upgraded. This one is not upgraded. And you have all this mass to spare in abundance. You're building Galactic Colossus, which is, I would say, poor decision. It's gonna take a long time for it to walk here, and by the time it does get here, we can already like be prepared for it, because we're gonna see it like way sooner than you would anticipate it for. So GC investment was kind of poor choice. But okay, you're still getting ready for your strat one, which is gonna fail unfortunately for you. Even nuke would be a better option at this point. Both of us don't have SMD at this stage. I think I just like now considering to like getting it. Luckily, you have a really strong teammate telling you what to do. You should probably like listen to him, which you are. You are scouting for like a nuke. You're scouting for like a SMD for ACU, but you're only doing this because you wanna like kill me with the strap bombers, and you kill all my gunships in the process, and I kind of hate you for it. Those gunships were supposed to make a plate, so. Okay, I have a shield. I have this little unit protecting me. I use all my SAMs to just focus this. I clink a bunch of times and shift you. You didn't even took out my shield. And now you're kind of screwed. This is a big attack, and that's a lot of mass that you just gave it to us. Like, I think around here, it's like around like 20k mass. I think it's counting my structures as well, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's a lot of mass, a lot of units. Your air is totally in shambles now. You have like total of 8 ASFs. And at this point, we are getting our air, as you can see, and I'm getting my air as well, because I don't want to rely on Red to protect me with his air. So we have double air combo. You have you have one player more than us, and you have no control of the map. We are losing from a winning position, and that's what kind of sucks for you. If you use your strap bombers to kill this, force Red to build some SAMs, you already won that, because then your teammates can invest more into units and kill them. Instead, you go for a GC. GC is getting completed, but it's very slow. it takes a lot of time to complete. And honestly, if I look here, oh, it actually costs double. So it wouldn't be cheaper to get this by a long shot, but this will be a long better thing to get. You're still getting a lot of engineers, a lot of build power. You could have asked your neighboring Siren for engineer to get hives. This is just a clutter and really messy. Half of them not even used. That's a lot of mass that is just being unused. It's a 15k mass in these engineers, 50k mass in these engineers, and around like another 15, oh, actually 2,500 mass in these engineers. So it's a lot of stuff being unused. It's a lot of efficiency that you're not getting. And I'm using my air to clear these gunships. I mean, I'm using gunships to clear the enemy land, so I can finally take this position. The hit on my comm did kind of delay this attack. I wanted to be sure that you cannot hurt me anymore. And I have like a lot of forces just pushing and attacking and stuff. I'm not microing well. A lot of focus on me on different parts of the map. But I have a lot of T2 maxes. I have a lot of income as well. And Funkhoff to Icy Nightmare saying like they're already agreeing that you might lose the game. This is kind of unfortunate. It's telling you to send GC here. I think you did. But then you shifted direction to like here. You're still using strap bombers. It's fine, you can use them to clear this, and you absolutely should. This base is lost. Unfortunate for your pink ally. And I'm pushing, and I'm using these units to go straight for you. Because I know this guy is not gonna stop me. He doesn't have any defense. So if I just go for you, it's better. But you have Galactic Colossus, which you are sending here for some reason. And this guy had... Actually, I went for a kill because I thought I could take him down, but I don't think it worked out. Yeah, absolutely failed. So these two experimentals can do a lot of damage. I actually didn't even know that they had this one. I was already focusing on something else at this stage. And also you're losing your ASFs. Doesn't really that much matter. Still kind of sucks to lose it like this. You're building another GC. And even if you do something with a GC, overall, this is some poor decision making. You're attacking against Red, who has like the highest income, and who can easily, you have radar, you can easily see where like there's a lot of PDs, there's a lot of, you can amass like a lot of units really quickly if he wants to, and if the needs requires to him. All of this, I believe, is all of his units. He can spam bombers to go over this and kill it. Doesn't really matter. A lot of stuff like was untaken, and I'm taking it now with my Sparkies. So it kind of is overall like bad for your team. At this point on, you kind of lost the game, even though you had like a advantage of of 2 experimentals. Going for a nuke much earlier instead of this GC would be a much better and smarter choice. Or going for a Caesar while you still have the air dominance, like, will still be a much better decision than going for this. This takes too long and it's incredibly slow and it doesn't do a lot. Now red is scouting, seeing what are you doing. I think he scouts a nuke at some point. Or I think that's after your second GC. Also, building more factories rather than having focus on one factory is better overall. There's gotta be so much misinformation in this video. But yeah. Cybering kinda knows he can't do much. He can't push out. He needs to protect against like swarms of my units, which are mostly T2 for the biggest part of the game. Only like later in the game I started to actually completely transition to tier 3. And now red has a fat boy, has a lot of units. Mostly T1. With some T2, tier 3 mixed in, and T2 shields. You have a pretty good scout. This is very nice. You should have done this like for the other side of the map as well. Because now you have a clear idea of what's happening. Possible no, but I think this is SMD. Which I believe you go for it after this Galactic Colossus. So our plan is kill this quickly and reclaim it. This is our plan. If we can kill this quickly, this is a lot of reclaim that we're getting. We can't kill it that quickly. And GC is really good at killing strong units. But here comes the fat boy. I'm fighting this thing. Well, sort of fighting. These guys fired all at once. And they wasted their shot to kill my... so stupid. At this point I cannot transition. I think I transition all myself to tier 3. Wow, you have huge vision. Is that the ACU that is giving all this vision? It is not, it's a gun upgrade. I don't know what's giving all this vision. I'm not sure. Is it a Cybran thingy-majiggy? Oh, it is. Okay, so you have a pure vision of this. I was actually unaware about this. I thought you were not supposed to see this. This game is at a loss now, and he's doing what you should have been doing like a long time ago. Using gunships to cover the land, and now you're kind of losing your air dominance as well. Also, I have air, I think, somewhere. If not, I'm slowly getting it up. So this fat boy is causing trouble for all of you, so you're forced to react to it. Otherwise, if this gets like hitting this, we're in big trouble. Even your teammates are thinking that, who are dead, who should not be saying anything because they died first, but whatever. strap bomb, it can be used on the Fat Boy, and I believe you do use it on the Fat Boy. And you still have some air dominance, well, partial air dominance. So I believe you do kill this with a strap bombs. Maybe not. But yeah, all vision on me, lost. This, you have no idea what's happening here. This, you have no idea what's happening here. There's a lot of new structures being built. You have no idea what they are. Aeon Eye is really super good tool, but you don't even have energy to use it. Lots of your energy are coming from this. I mean, you're losing a lot of energy on this. A lot of these are unused. Like, this is 6,000 in mass that you're not using. You're building a nuke now, which is nice. But this nuke is unfortunately not gonna achieve anything. We do see it, we did saw it, and we did like build protection against it immediately. Fat Boy is doing good work of killing the GC. Red Micring is on point. I gotta say that. Like, he's specifically rallying behind, so it's walking backwards. It's pretty hard to do, actually. This is a lot of reclaim. 22k reclaim. Another 14k here. And just overall on the map, 91,000 in mass that has been lost. Harpies not reclaiming anything. Just attack move will be sufficient. You don't need to manual click, I believe. You have all these engineers probably meant for reclaiming, but they ended up not to. Patrol will be nice, which I believe you do now. Or no, you move them back. Oh, you have a big migration shift, so you can finish the nuke faster. It's been unfortunate at this point. Oh, there is my air. Alive and well. And now my air is gonna kick your ass. Even though Red was already kicking your ass with his air. And now we have air dominance. This is the point where you can't do anything with air anymore, because we have complete coverage of it and we hold every corner of the map. This is essentially impossible for you to compete with us. Not on the income that you have and an income that you never obtained. Perhaps after like getting all these tier 3 maxes, which these two are still on T2 by the way, you should maybe go for Quantum Gate and spam like a RAS ACUs, or build like a mass fabricators on the cost of energy. But you did neither, so you have no additional income. This income, what you have, this and like this, is all what you have. You're not generating like additional income. Plus your ACU, which I assuming has RAS, ARAS, no, it has shields. So don't be fooled, you're still having a lot of income, but that's because a lot of your like stuff is going on like energy. You're consuming more in energy than in your income overall. And now you're building Caesar, which is a horrible mistake because you have no air dominance. I don't think you can send like anywhere and do anything with it, because it will immediately get crushed by this. Now, as unfortunate as it may be, at this point you can't really do anything. I wonder how these performed. I sent those, like, I was hoping this will get anything done, but seems like they did got something. Too bad that you were not UEF. Too bad that this guy was not playing a bit better, being more aggressive at his pushes. Too bad that you never actually used your harpies to reclaim to get more income. Too bad that you overly spammed like T1 engineers and not like getting hives from your ally, or upgrading these and spam like tier 3 engineers. It's just overall, how would I say, bad experience for you. He's killing the frontline defense. It's not even shielded, so can't do anything there. We have a complete scout. We see the nuke, but this nuke is charging really slowly because T1 engineers, as efficient as they may be, they don't have good enough build power to justify like having this many of them, in my personal opinion. And I'm easily stomping like whatever comes out of this base because no one is trying anything. I still have a big clump of like, I think it's engineers here, myself. Oh yeah. This is like, if you build this like 15 minutes ago, you would have probably won the game with this. How I see it. But because this is built so late, and how air is like basically non-existent from you, you have like 3 ASFs, and your Q is like 5 ASFs per scout, which scouts you have like so many, and you can't even use them. You could use it to scout like this side, because at this side I had like very little protection. I sawed off my air, which was here, and some of it was like here. Like it was no debate that you could easily scout all of this and inform your friendly neighbors to go attack for this. Now it's 2 fat boys pushing. And this guy is building artillery stations. This is fine, not ideal, but he is killing a lot of reclaim with this. Damn him. But if you can see this side, none of it's left in reclaim. This side I'm slowly getting, and red is slowly getting this as well. I believe all of this are engineers just getting reclaimed. And now we see like a flying plate. I'm like in a deep shock. Like, what is this even doing here? Like, how does he plan to protect this? And then I realized you don't have anything to protect this with. So I rally all my air, which is around like 50 ASFs or 40. And I'm just gonna like one-shot it, or in 2 passes I'm gonna kill it. And that's gonna crash over your teammate because you're pulling it back. This did more damage to your teammates than your 2 allies. Like, it drops on this, it chunks it by half, well, a quarter. kills all of his like defensive units, and it's like, what now? This did nothing, as unfortunate as it is. Man, if only this didn't scout. It was like on the edge. Yeah. I was wondering how this died so quickly. Yeah, now I'm just have a free push. You're using your strats, but way too late. There's a PD on every corner, so you can prevent you from pushing. It's really smart. Red played this really well. And now you're just kind of getting steamrolled by Fat Boy. As good as this artillery may be, it's not gonna do much. We have a nuke, but we already had SMD, both of us. I think mine is like here, or maybe here. No, actually, no, it's here. It's here. Still loading. I was actually afraid you were gonna go for me, but my SMD was almost done, so I believe it will finish like in time by the time the nuke got there. It did give me a little bit of chills. SMD pop. Nuke done. And I have a big black line across my screen. Feels good, man. I didn't fix it. And now I have more black lines. I need to fix this. Oh, I just made it worse. It doesn't matter. This game is done. Red did most of the work. I'll not gonna deny that. I don't think there is any point denying that. But I let all of the side for Red to take like all of the mexes that he possibly could. I even wanted to give him some of the mexes, but there was no need. I saw him doing really well, so it was not appropriate to give. Yeah. Game went sour for this. He's targeting like a big chunk of the base. Oh, this mobile artillery is so good. I think that's a target for him. Oh, he builds GC himself. What a hero. I actually wanted to build Novax, but since there was no need for that, I found it unable to do so. A satellite would really kill everything in this game. I froze the game. Ah, it's a bleed. I need to turn off the mod before I start this for the next time. This dies really quickly. That was a good attempt. If he actually shut down his targeting, you might actually get in range and kill it. But as unfortunate as that may be, he never actually managed to get that far. You're kind of like gave up, begging to be killed.
Commander under attack.
And I'm already spamming my spam bombers, ready to finish off anything that happens. Oh, these do hit on the high ground. They're at a right angle. So, yeah. We're holding off, but barely. This is the biggest culprit, I believe. T1 engineer spam. We need more factories. You need to make more better decisions than what you made so far. You can see my engineers always reclaiming. You can see red engineers always reclaiming, always getting mass.
Under attack.
Literally not a whole lot left to reclaim, except like this. I don't know why we never got this, and why I never got this. But, yeah. As you can see, it's sad on both of your parts. And from this point on, it's just... It's a tier 3 artillery team mixed in. It goes for the nuke and SMD.
Under attack.
Or maybe it's targeted your commander, I'm not sure. A second nuke. A second nuke like here will give you at least breathing room. It will buy you time to actually do something. But sending at a base knowing that they have already SMD, both of us. I'm not even sure when you managed to scout this, but whatever. Yeah, nuke down. Most of your base lost. Tier 3 mechs getting hit. That was loaded the last second. It was not. That was not loaded the last second. We had loaded like a bunch of them since you first launched the Duke. If the first nuke went for me, like maybe 10 seconds sooner than it did for red, you probably would have got me.
Commander under attack.
Yeah. Pleasure to play with you. So, technically speaking, I should have bombed the red. You did bomb the red, it failed. But red was a skillful player, he was already dodging all of your stuff. And And as I said, you should have used air more aggressively. Gunships, Caesar. You had a total air control. You didn't use it a bit. And you just forfeit the map. And now you're getting bamboozled. I love how this can protect for a really long time. And it's bomb red.
Commander under attack.
I believe if you bomb red, even if you got successful bombage of red, we would probably still win the game because yellow was really skillful. Yellow was ready to take over the whole map, even sooner than red. And there goes all your vision. Lack of energy.
Commander under attack.
I actually didn't know how close it was for the red. All I saw, like, he survived. That's good for me. Good enough. And strap bombers come in. And they kill. I was, like, wondering why I can't find the ACU. But then I realized, like, it's cloaked. That's why I don't see it. Lol. And that's game, Bolsonero. That's your perspective on your game and how you should have played. As you can see, map control did a lot of work. We had so much more income. Red was having like huge income. I had like quarter of that, 1/3 of that. But I had like a lot more in reclaim. Actually, never mind. I barely got half in the reclaim than what he did. But Morshil was dying on his side, and his engineers were closer. Pink was never engaging in fights with me, so all reclaim I got was basically free while he had to fight for it all the time. Only later Sparky is a good unit. And Eon is a good faction. You just didn't use them how they were supposed to be used. Galactic Colossus was a bit of blunder on your part. It's a wrong piece to do. So yeah, I don't know. I would say you need a better decision making, Bolsonero. With that being said, have fun in your next games.